The Booker campaign's analysis, which was crafted based on data from the University of Michigan's Panel Study of Income Dynamics, PSID, provides details on how much Americans of different income levels would receive through the policy. Money from this policy could not be withdrawn before the account holder turns 18, and could be used only for specific purposes, including college expenses, home purchases, entrepreneurship, and retirement. According to the analysis, account size would range from just over $1,700 for individuals growing up in affluent households to nearly $50,000 for individuals raised in very low-income households. At age 18, half of all accounts would contain more than $15,000, and 1 in 10 accounts would contain more than $44,000, the report said. Since accounts would continue to accrue interest after the account holder turns age 18, the median account would contain nearly $22,000 by age 30, assuming no prior withdrawals. Accounts for individuals growing up in the lowest income households would contain more than $66,000 by age 30. The $1,000 baby bonds would be given only to people born after the policy was enacted. However, children who were born prior to the policy taking effect would still receive the annual supplemental payments based on their family's income level. Booker's analysis said the policy would flip the script on the current dynamic where only children from wealthier households can afford college. More than 1 in 7 account holders, those growing up in the poorest households, would have sufficient funds to cover 4 years of tuition and fees at the average public university. Nearly 7 in 10 accounts could fully cover 2 years of community college, the report said. The analysis also described the transformative impact the policy could have on home ownership. Our analysis found that 62% of account holders, disproportionately people of color, at age 30 would have sufficient funds for a 10% down payment on a national median starter home, and 44% would have sufficient funds for a 20% down payment, the report said. Even though disproportionately it's the African Americans stuck, the reality is we have a country right now where lowest income people are not finding ladders to success. They're finding quicksand, Booker said, adding, there's disproportionately minorities in that quicksand. But there's white folks as well. Polls show Booker is currently behind the leaders of the crowded Democratic primary pack. Senior members of his campaign recently told NewsPulse News they're confident he is well positioned to eventually gain ground. They have a two-pronged strategy focused on organizing in key early states and building out a detailed policy agenda. Senator Elizabeth Warren, D-Mass, has led the Democratic field by releasing over 20 detailed policy proposals. Booker hasn't matched her, but he's ahead of the rest of his rivals with a platform that is centered on the idea of justice. In addition to the baby bonds plan, Booker has proposed a dramatic expansion to the earned income tax credit, voting rights protections, and an environmental justice plan. Earlier this month, he introduced a gun control plan that included mandating traceable microstamps on handgun shells.